Pranam Maharaj.
Our Sashtanga pranams to Sri Sri Thakur, Sri Sri Ma and Swamiji Maharaj. Our humble pranams to Revered Maharaj. Today we are going to discuss from the book Lectures from Colombo to Almora. We are using the 33rd reprint June 2011. We are studying the lecture titled Vedanta and Indian Life, and in this edition we will be starting from page number 154. So now I request Maharaj to start the lecture.
Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Dear devotees, before going into today's class, I want to give a small reminder or an introduction for the lectures from Colombo to Almora. Because when the lectures are going like a series, we will miss the point. Many times we are hearing so many classes, lectures today YouTube. We are stuffed with lot of lectures and information. We might feel we are studying fine, একটা satsang হচ্ছে ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু এগুলো কেন পড়ছি আমরা? Satsang is going on well. We are able to meet Swami and all that too from foreign land. Fine, nice. But what is the beauty of all this, or what is the use of all these things? কিছু ভালো গল্পগুলো শুনলাম আমরা. Yes, we heard some good stories, or we got some good information we heard. It might happen like that. But if you see, apart from understanding the teachings, apart from following all this, whatever the thought current of Swamiji, if you keep this in the mind, you'll be able to probably connect the dots. Unfortunately, Indian history majorly has been written by foreigners with lot of misinterpretation, with lot of manipulation. Swamiji himself says this: Indian history should be rewritten. As a result, we don't get proper picture about our India, about our Hinduism. আমাদের ভারতীয় সংস্কৃতি আর ভারতীয় হিস্ট্রির উপরে অনেক ফরেনরা লিখে লিখে সব ভুলভাল লিখে ফেলেছে, whatever the political and other reasons were there. So this is one of the quite interesting to study about India and Hinduism through the lens of Swami Vivekananda. What happens? Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who is the first vice president and the second president of our India, he tells beautifully in the centenary celebrations of Swami Vivekananda, that is in 1963. There's a beautiful article also has come in Vedanta Kesari or Prabhuddha Bharata. I think Delhi Ramakrishna Mission had invited him. He gave a lecture. In the lecture, he tells beautifully, during our college days, I studied in convent. And because of the convent education, I was thinking negatively about my culture or about my religion. But when I got the pamphlets, not even complete works, pamphlets of Swami Vivekananda's lectures, when I started reading them, my understanding about my country and about my religion got changed. Today, whatever I am able to give contribution to Indian philosophy at the academical level or at the national and international level, I owe all of them to Swami Vivekananda. So Swami Vivekananda lecture গুলো পড়ে ওর ভারতীয় আর ভারতীয় সংস্কৃতি আর হিন্দু ধর্মের উপর যা শ্রদ্ধা ছিল, যা ভাব ছিল, সব চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেল. So he could see, understand what it is, what Hinduism, what India, or what Indian culture it is really. He could understand Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. As I know, quite a good amount of youngsters, by studying lectures from Colombo to Almora, they have become patriots or they became monks. And for quite a few people in earlier in the British India, Quite a few people got inspired to dedicate their life for the Indian freedom movement because of Swamiji's teachings. So, if you understand this history and if you know this reason, then you will be able to connect the dots. So, what is India? What is Hinduism? What is Indian culture? Swamiji is giving in essence. So, these things, if you know, probably you'll be able to appreciate them. Hindu Dharma monetaki, ভারতীয় মনেটা কি আর ভারতীয় সংস্কৃতি মনেটা কি, এগুলো অনেক প্রশ্নগুলো আসতে পারে আমাদের মনে, কিন্তু এগুলো যখন পড়লে আমরা বুঝতে পারি। All right, now you can read.
Yes, Maharaj. Again, where can you find a more perfect expression of the whole philosophy of the world? The gist of what the Hindus ever thought, the whole dream of human salvation, painted in language more wonderful, in figure more marvelous than this? Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanang brikshang parishasva jate tayoranna pipyalang sadvat अति अनशनन अन्न अभिचाक शीति समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नो अनीशया शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यत्यन्नम अन्यमीशम अस्य महिमानमिति भीतशोकः. Upon the same tree there are two birds of beautiful plumage, most friendly to each other, one eating the fruits, the other sitting there calm and silent without eating. The one on the lower branch eating sweet and bitter fruits in turn and becoming happy and unhappy, but the other one on the top calm and majestic. He eats neither sweet nor bitter fruits, cares neither for happiness or nor misery, immersed in his own glory. This is the picture of a human soul. Man is eating the sweet and bitter fruits of this life, pursuing gold, pursuing his senses, pursuing the vanities of life. Hopelessly, madly careering he goes. In other places, the Upanishads have compared the human soul to the charioteer and the senses to the mad horses unrestrained. Such is the career of men pursuing the vanities of life. Children dreaming golden dreams only to find that they are but vain, and old men chewing the cud of their past deeds and yet not knowing how to get out of this network. This is the world. Yet in the life of everyone there come golden moments. In the midst of the deepest sorrows, nay, of the deepest joys, there come moments when a part of the cloud that hides the sunlight moves away as it were, and we catch a glimpse, in spite of ourselves, of something beyond, away, away beyond the life of the senses, away, away beyond its vanities, its joys and its sorrows, away, away beyond nature or our imagination of happiness here or hereafter, away beyond all thirst for gold or for fame or for name or for posterity. Man stops for a moment at this glimpse and sees the other bird, calm and majestic, eating neither sweet nor bitter fruits, but immersed in his own glory, self content, self satisfied. As the Gita says, Jasyatma ratirev syad atmam atriptascha manavah atmaneva cha santuഷ്ടः tasya karyam na vidyate. He whose devotion is to the Atman, he who does not want anything beyond Atman, he who has become satisfied in the Atman, what work is there for him to do? Why should he drudge? Man catches a glimpse, then again he forgets and goes on eating the sweet and bitter fruits of life. Perhaps after a time he catches another glimpse, and the lower bird goes nearer and nearer to the higher bird as blows after blows are received. If he be fortunate to receive hard knocks, then he comes nearer and nearer to his companion, the other bird, his life, his friend. And as he approaches him, he finds that the light from the higher bird is playing around his own plumage. And as he comes nearer and nearer, lo, the transformation is going on. The nearer and nearer he comes, he finds himself melting away, as it were, until he has entirely disappeared. He did not really exist, it was but the reflection of the other bird who was there, calm and majestic amidst the moving leaves. It was all his glory, that upper bird's. He then becomes fearless, perfectly satisfied, calmly serene. In this figure, the Upanishads take you from the dualistic to the utmost Advaitic conception.
Yeah. So, what is the essence of this entire big para?
Duality to Advaita. That actually Jivatma and Paramatma are the one and the same.
Yes. So, human life or human journey has been explained here beautifully by Swamiji. By giving the Mundaka Upanishad, I think in the introduction itself, before Mundaka, Swamiji gives a beautiful thing that a more perfect expression of the whole philosophy of the world, the gist of what the Hindus ever thought, the dream of human salvation, painted in language more wonderful, in figure more marvelous than this. So, Swamiji is appreciating the Upanishads in the whole scriptures, in the world scriptures, so beautifully. There is no text which explains about the human salvation, human struggle, human life journey, whatever. So, by stating this, he is substantiating his argument by giving Mundaka Upanishad statement. Dvasoparna, that is a quite often quoted sloka. So the meaning goes like this. There is a tree. In the tree, in the upper branch, there is a bird sitting, which is sitting calmly, quietly, doing nothing. It is happy in itself. The bird is happy in itself. Neither the bird is restless, neither the bird wants something, nor the bird avoids something. It is fully contented, ever contented. Whereas in the lower branch, there is a bird, similar bird, and sometimes it is happy because it is trying to eat the fruits which is available in the tree. When it gets sweet fruits, it is happy. And when it gets bitter fruits, it is unhappy. Now, in Bengal, bitter kachkola, you will eat bitter goat, so there is no problem. But so you should not take it literally in that way. In Bengal, they don't mind to eat bitter goat itself, so bitter fruit should not be a problem. But in generally, people don't like bitter things because neem begun also you think eat and corolla also you eat. Then why? What is the fun about it? The thing the people might take it literally. It is difficult. So basically, here bitter fruit means what? Unhappiness, difficulties. So when you are getting a favorable circumstances, before that, the bird which was sitting in the upper branch is what? The self or consciousness. And the bird which was sitting in the lower branch and enjoying the fruits is called Jivatma or reflected consciousness. So sometimes it is happy when it is getting a sweet fruits. That means when favorable circumstances are there, when people praises us, when we get whatever we want, we are happy. And when the bird eats bitter fruit, it is unhappy. When we face difficulties, when we face challenges, when we face criticisms, we are unhappy. All right. So that bird is sometimes unhappy, sometimes happy, and sometimes it is trying to keep quiet, but it is restless. And in between, it is seeing the above bird. And it is always admiring. The bird is sitting always calm, quiet, serene. How beautiful it is. Let me also try to become like that. Spur of moment or for a moment it thinks, afterwards again it carries over, eating fruits, different type of fruits, and it is getting. So this is what happens in our life also. So the world, we think it is a prison. The world is not a prison, rather it is a university or center of learning. Happiness and unhappy sorrow both are trying to teach something, because nothing is free for us. I am happy or I am unhappy because of my own karmas, karma phala, fruits of action. So I have to accept it and have to go beyond it. How to go beyond all these dualities? If you ask, Swamiji is telling that by understanding my real nature. Who am I? I am the self. I'm Atto. Man or Dehunai. I'm not the body and mind. I am the self. So by hooking on to the real nature of the self, then I can be happy. That's the only way I can be happy at all given point of times. So that has been told by Swamiji beautifully by explaining all these things. And we are undergoing so many other things. And he says, in between, Swamiji says that in between, for a fraction of second, we think, let me get out from all these things, let me stay with myself. Is there any way where I can be contented? But unfortunately, for a moment it stays, again it gets covered. Why? Because of the worldliness which is in there. And Swami is quoting from the Gita. Yastvatmaratareva syat atmatruptascha manavaha atmannev santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. One who is devotion to Atman, who does not want anything beyond Atman, and who has not become satisfied in one who has become satisfied in the Atman, what work is there for him to do? And why should he drudge? Means why should he complain? So by seeking self and by experiencing my real nature, then only I can be happy at all given point of time. Money will give happiness, temporary happiness, not permanent happiness. Power position, it will give temporary happiness, not permanent happiness. Beauty and the worldly achievements, it will give temporary satisfaction, but not the complete satisfaction. Then when can I get complete satisfaction, eternal peace? By experiencing my true nature. I am the self, or by experiencing the God. From the devotional language, it is God. From the Jnani's language, it is the Atman, it is a consciousness. So, way to happiness. How can I be happy at all given point of time? By experiencing my real nature. That has been told by Swamiji. And he's quoting from the Upanishads. All so beautifully, no other scripture has told these things. And afterwards, he tells all these things with all these struggles. And finally, we understand that all these things were illusion. But in reality, my real nature is what? It is the self. So, no bandha, no mukti. Who is in bondage? Who can get freedom? Because I am always free. That's where finally we ended. All our spiritual struggles we do, that, this, and all. Finally, when we attain moksha or mukti, so called, then we understand that this bondage was delusion. Yeah. So beautifully, Swamiji is explaining the life journey of human's life or human mind or human being. All right.
Continue.
Yeah.
Endless examples can be cited, but we have no time in this lecture to do that or to show the marvelous poetry of the Upanishads, the paintings of the sublime, the grand conceptions. But one other idea I must note, that the language and the thought and everything come direct, they fell upon you like a sword blade. Strong as the blows of a hammer they come. There is no mistaking their meanings. Every tone of that music is firm and produces its full effect. No gyrations, no mad words, no intricacies in which the brain is lost. No signs of degradation are there, no attempts that too much allegorizing, too much piling of adjectives after adjectives, making it more and more intricate till the whole of the senses is lost and the brain becomes giddy, and man does not know his way out from the maze of that literature. There was none of that yet. If it be human literature, it must be a production of a race which had not yet lost any of its national vigor.
Yeah.
He is talking about the straightforwardness of the Upanishadic language.
Yes. Yes, you're right. So the Upanishad is very clear, simple, and straightforward, without any allegories or without any metaphors, lot of similes, metaphors, or praisey words with adjectives. And with contrast to Puranas, he's speaking there. Though Puranas are good, they are vast, our vast literature, no doubt. It was started with a good intention so that common people can understand the Vedic philosophy. But unfortunately, it ended with lot of praising, unnecessary adjectives, and so on and so forth. People missed the main thing. Whereas in the Upanishad, it is simple. It is a raw, it is a simple and straightforward. And by following the Puranas too much and people taking literally, they lost the spirit. I can give simple example, Diti and Aditi. And I think I had told in one of the Kathopishan class also, I suppose, that Prajapati or Kashyapa Brahma or Kashyapa, the husband, and he has got two wives, Aditi and Diti. And Aditi has got 12 children, Adityas. Basically, all the devatas, you can say, demigods, celestial beings, were the children of Aditi. And Diti's children were Daityas. So all the Rakshasas, basically, serpents and all the mammals, animals, serpents, then the demonic natured people were the children of the Diti. Same father, one father, but two mothers. And because of the different nature of the mothers, the children were also different. So, and how a human being, a lady can give birth to serpents, how she can give birth to mammals. Today, science definitely it goes against it, and definitely it is all mythology. It cannot be accepted. It is all cock and bull story. That's how people attack on that. So here it was only told Aditi and Diti, the story form has been told. Aditi and Diti, the real meaning is different actually. Without understanding that, we missed the rishis, what you say, um, main intention. So Diti and Aditi was actually different. I mean, Diti or Aditi comes from the main thing is what? Dha. Dha means to divide, to bind. And Diti means one who is limited or one whose mind has got limited. And Aditi means one whose mind is infinite. So one who has got a narrow mind is got Diti, the meaning of that. And one who has got a universal mind, broad mind, the meaning is what? Aditi. So obviously, one who has got broad mind, universal mind, her children will be good-natured people. And the people who has got limited mind, or fickle mind, or narrow mind, their children might not be good completely. Now to explain this, they told all the devatas came from Aditi and all the Rakshasas and others came from Diti. But we took the story so literally and we forgot the philosophy behind it and we landed into some other problems. So that's what Swamiji is saying that. Upanishads tell things very clearly, openly, rationally, no doubt. Puranas came in a good intention though, but they use a lot of allegories and lot of praises and adjectives, so on and so forth. And because of that, people lost the spirit. So that doesn't mean that Puranas are bad, but somewhere we have missed the point. We have missed the intentions. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
But Maharaj, in the Upanishadic stories also, the slokas, the verses have so in deeper meanings that are also not clear at a means at a first glance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Why? Because Upanishads are not clear. Why? Because we have not done homework. For an example, sin theta by cos theta is equal to or whatever, tan theta or cot theta. When you hear, definitely most of us we don't understand. The teacher gives the derivations and we just practice it time and again. Somehow we learn, we mug up, and we write in the exam. Okay. First point. Second thing, you are reading trigonometry, the sine theta, cot theta, tan theta, cosecant theta, or whatever, after how many years? After 14 years of studying mathematics. From the class 1 to 10 and PU plus 1 plus 2, then in degree you are going to study all this, or maybe plus 1 at least if you take it. 10 years of studying math, then you are being introduced the trigonometry. Now, Upanishads, we didn't read the Purva Mimamsa, first and foremost. The Vedic earlier portion we have not read. We don't know Sanskrit. We don't know Vedanga, 6 auxiliary systems. Directly we have started Upanishads and we expect Upanishads to understand. That is because of lack of our homework. And there is a Vedantic methodology. First we should study Prakarana Granthas, introductory manuals, then Bhagavad Gita, then Upanishads. This also many of us we don't follow. Straight away we go to Upanishads. Obviously, straight away if I start second or third standards children, if they start studying trigonometry, what happens? It goes above the head. So, but we study in the plus 1, plus 2 or in degrees. For that, so much homework we have done. Started from 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, we have started. And so many things we learned and we went to trigonometry. But before that, we have not done homework and we directly go to study Upanishads and try to understand. That's where our problem is. Yeah.
Strength. Strength is what the Upanishads speak to me from every page. This is the one great thing to remember. It has been the one great lesson I have been taught in my life. Strength. It says, strength, oh man, be not weak. Are there no human weaknesses? Yes, man, there are, say the Upanishads. But will more weakness heal them? Would you try to wash dirt with dirt? Will sin cure sin? Weakness cure weakness? Strength, oh man, strength, say the Upanishads. Stand up and be strong. It is the only literature in the world where you find the word abhi, fearless, used again and again. In no other scripture in the world is this adjective applied either to God or to man. Abhihi, fearless, and in my mind rises from the past the vision of the great emperor of the West, Alexander the Great, and I see, as it were in a picture, the great monarch standing on the bank of the Indus, talking to one of our sannyasins in the forest. The old man he was talking to, perhaps naked, stark naked, sitting upon a block of stone, and the emperor, astonished at his wisdom, tempting him with gold and honor to come over to Greece. And this man smiles at his gold and smiles at his temptations and refuses. And then the emperor, standing on his authority, as an emperor says, I will kill you if you do not come. And the man burst into a laugh and says, you never told such a falsehood in your life as you tell just now. Who can kill me? Me you kill, emperor of the material world? Never, for I am spirit unborn and undecaying. Never was I born, and never do I die. I am the infinite, the omnipresent, the omniscient, and you kill me, child that you are. That is strength. That is strength. And the more I read the Upanishads, my friends, my countrymen, the more I weep for you, for therein is the great practical application. Strength, strength for us. What we need is strength. Who will give us strength? There are thousands to weaken us, and of stories we have had enough. Every one of our Puranas, if you press it, gives out stories enough to fill three-fourths of the libraries of the world. Everything that can weaken us as a race we have had for the last 1,000 years. It seems as if during that period the national life had this one end in view, that is, namely, how to make us weaker and weaker till we have become real earthworms crawling at the feet of everyone who dares to put his foot on us. Therefore, my friends, as one of your blood, as one that lives and dies with you, let me tell you that we want strength, strength, and every time strength. And the Upanishads are the great mine of strength. Therein lies strength enough to invigorate the whole world. The whole world can be vivified, made strong, energized through them. They will call with trumpet voice upon the weak, the miserable, and the downtrodden of all races, all creeds, and all sects to stand on their feet and be free. Freedom, physical freedom, mental freedom, and spiritual freedom are the watchword of the Upanishads.
Yeah.
So here, Swamiji is talking about the fearlessness, abhi, and freedom of spirit.
Yes. So, what is the essence of Upanishads? There are around 300 to 400 Upanishads are available. Okay. Among them, traditionally, classically, 108 Upanishads has been listed. 108 Upanishads has been accepted in the circle, by the philosophers or the traditional people, Pandits. 108. Among them, 10 Upanishads are considered as major Upanishads. Why? Because one is Shankaracharya has written commentaries to these 10 Upanishads, and these were quoted in Brahma Sutras, either by Vyasa or Shankaracharya. And there are other 8 minor Upanishads. So 18, 10 major Upanishads like Isha, Kena, Kata, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Aitariya, Taittariya, Brodharanyaka, Chandogya. There's a sloka also. So I'm giving you. So these are called 10 major Upanishads. Now, when we say, all right, Swami, as you said, it is very difficult to understand. One Upanishad to study and understand itself is difficult. And my dear, we don't have time. And 10 Upanishads we should study. Can you tell Swami, what is the gist of these Upanishads? Can you tell? Because we would like to have a shortcut method. So is there anything? If you ask, Swami is telling, yes, there are 2 things. One is what? Freedom and fearlessness. Fearlessness can come from freedom, and if you are free, then only you can be fearless. Both will go together, but whatever it may be, Swami is saying that fearlessness is the watchword of the Upanishads. Abhi, 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 he says. And that abhi, abhi, where he gives, I think from the Taittariya Upanishad, he says, na bibeti kadachaneti or kutaschaneti. The moment you understand who are you or who am I, you will not be feared from anything. Abhayam pratishtam vindate. Taittariya Upanishad itself it comes. Then abhayam titirshatam param. In Kathopanishad it comes. Abhayam vai brahma. Brodharanyaka Upanishad comes. Just for an example, I am giving some quotations. From Brodharanyaka, Taittariya, and from Kata, you can very well remember abhayam. That is fearlessness. So Swami is telling, so this is the essence of the Upanishads. What you understand from the Upanishads? Well, you can learn I am the Brahman, I am the self, and you can understand the world is an illusion and appearance, and you can understand what is the difference, connection between me and the Supreme Self, or about my nature, about the creation. So many things you can learn, no doubt, but the main essence, what we can learn from Upanishads is what? To be fearless. Why? Fear is the root cause for the misery. Fear is the root cause for all the weakness. Fear is the root cause for all the sin. Why do man commit blunders, mistakes? Because of weakness. Why? Because of fear. Why fear comes? Because I'm going away by my real nature. When I go away by my real nature, inherent nature, then I'll be fearing. Fear to lose. Fear of losing. Oh, someone overtakes me. Why? Because there is a fear. Why that is there? Because I am seeing duality. Yesterday in Kathopanishad, we have discussed a lot all these things. Because of duality. So how to overcome this fear? Not thinking about fear, rather antidote by being fearless. And Swami is saying that why we do fear? Because we are weak, or we think we are weak. And by crying time and again, the weakness cannot be controlled. The weakness cannot be conquered. And he gives the Puranic language. By following Puranas in the name of devotion, we have become weak. Neither Krishna told, but by worshipping Krishna, we have become emotional beings, just mere emotional beings. And in the name of surrender, Sharanagati, we have become weak people. That doesn't defeat us. Krishna himself says, Kshudram Hruday Daurbalyam Tektvodishta Parantapa. Give away this chicken heartedness and rise awake, he says. But unfortunately, quoting Krishna and quoting Bhagavad Gita, we have become weak. And by crying time and again, I cannot be strong. Then how can I be strong? By, by becoming fearless, by understanding and following the Upanishadic language or Upanishads. So if I got a problem, I have to understand what is solution and I have to implement it. Instead of simply crying and commenting, lamenting, or shouting on people, if my problem doesn't solve. So how to overcome from weakness, if you say, that is by strength, by fearlessness. And what is the watchword of the Upanishad, if you ask? It is freedom, freedom, freedom. Physical freedom, mental freedom, emotional freedom, intellectual freedom, spiritual freedom. We think, why do you want money? Money gives whatever is required. And if always we think, if I get more money, I can be free. I can go in my own vehicle. I can go in probably instead of train, I can go in a flight. And if I've got more money, I can have more my own jet flight. So I can travel wherever I want. If I may, like a son of a Mukesh Ambani, I would have been much more free because I can travel anywhere. Or people think if I am very powerful man, like a PM, CM, or a governors and all, they have got so much freedom. We think. Or if you are a celebrity, you have got a lot of freedom, or you can be free, you think. We think it might be, might not be, but no, none of them will give real freedom. The real freedom only we can get it is by understanding our real nature, by experiencing our real nature. That has been told by Swamiji. So strength, strength, strength. Because in those days, Swamiji is telling this important. Now also it is important because Britishers were ruling and we were being crumbled and we were being asked us to crawl. So Swamiji is giving the message of strength for all of them to have a self-confidence and to rise so that they can win over people or they can have their freedom. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. A. This is the one scripture in the world of all others that does not talk of salvation but of freedom. Be free from the bonds of nature, be free from weakness, and it shows to you that you have this freedom already in you. That is another peculiarity of its teachings. You are a Daitist, never mind. You have got to admit that by its very nature, the soul is perfect. Only by certain actions of the soul has it become contracted. Indeed, Ramanuja's theory of contraction and expansion is exactly what the modern evolutionists call evolution and atavism. The soul goes back, becomes contracted as it were, its powers become potential, and by good deeds and good thoughts it expands again and reveals its natural perfection. With the Advaitist, the one difference is that he admits evolution in nature and not in the soul. Suppose there is a screen and there is a small hole in the screen. I am a man standing behind the screen and looking at this grand assembly. I can see only very few faces here. Suppose the hole increases. As it increases, more and more of this assembly is revealed to me. And in full, when the whole has become identified with the screen, there is nothing between you and me in this case. Neither you changed nor I changed. All the change was in the screen. You were the same from first to last, only the screen changed. This is the Advaitist position with regard to evolution. evolution of nature and manifestation of the self within. Not that the self can by any means be made to contract. It is unchangeable, the infinite one. It was covered, as it were, with a veil, the veil of Maya, and as this Maya veil becomes thinner and thinner, the inborn natural glory of the soul comes out and becomes more manifest. This is the
Yes.
one. Okay. So here he is mentioning about the difference between the Advaitic and Dvaitic point of view of the evolution.
So, yes, he's saying that you might be Dvaitin, you might be Vishishtadvaitin, you might be Advaitin, but all of you have to accept the freedom of the soul. That is the basic teaching every school of philosophy accepts. The nature they might have different views, but everyone accepts that soul can be free. And he says first, you might be Dvaitin, that is dualistic school of Vedanta, Madhvacharyas basically. These are the main three schools. All other schools are a permutation combination of them actually. So if you are a Dvaitin, what happens? Then you are the self, no doubt. Then you are always what do you say? You are the servant of the Lord. But still you have to accept that soul can be free by going to Kailasa, Vaikunta, or Goloka, or Ramakrishna Loka, you can be free there. So even you might be Dvaitin, but you have to accept the freedom of the soul. And before that, Swamiji is speaking that any other religion or any other isms, they speak of salvation. Salvation is what? Going to heaven, heaven, attaining other world. But the freedom is being spoken only by Upanishads, and especially Advaita Vedanta and Upanishads only. Absolute freedom has been spoken. And after telling this, Swamiji is telling, you might be Dvaitin, never mind, you might be Dvaitin, follow it, but you have to accept the freedom of the soul. Because your own philosophy says. And afterwards, he discusses about Vishishtadvaita, qualified monism that is given by Ramanujacharya. Earlier also, Vishishtadvaita was there, but Ramanujacharya gave a structural theory, structural approach, structural boundary for Vishishtadvaita. In Vishishtadvaita, they say, if you are doing a good work, good actions, your soul expands. And if you do the bad work, your soul contracts. Even if you think so, by becoming a good, means by understanding my real nature, by doing good, you can get expanded, means what? You can be free. Even if you take the Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, say for an example, someone might argue that I don't follow Advaita, I follow Vishishtadvaita, even if you say that is also fine, but still your own philosophy says the theory of contraction, the theory of expansion. So by doing good work, you will get expanded, and that's how you will attain a natural perfection. So perfection or freedom is the watchword of the every self in every ism. The dualism, qualified monism, or non-dualism, it is there. And afterwards, he's bringing the Advaitic view. The Advaitic difference is evolution is in nature, not in the soul. Whatever the development, either going above or coming down, coming below, evolution or involution, whatever you see, that is all in the nature, not in the soul. That's the reason beautifully Mandakya Upanishad says, Bandha and moksha both are to the mind, not to the self. I'm struggling so much. If I am the self, and if I am not in the bondage, and if the mind is in bondage, then why should I suffer? Or why should I struggle? Why should I meditate? আমি ধ্যান কেন করতে হবে তাহলে? মন কেন নিগ্রহ করতে হবে? আমি আত্ম সবসময় আমি ফ্রি আছি, আত্মবন্ধের মধ্যে কখনো নাই, খালি মন বন্ধনের মধ্যে আছে, আমি তাহলে কেন এগুলো করতে হবে? This question might come. It is very clear. It should come, no doubt. Why? Because through the mind only we have to live. Through the mind only we have to do all our works. So mind has to be clean. So all our spiritual practices is to clean the mind, to cleanse the mind. Once that is done, then you are attaining the mukti or moksha, so called. So all our sadhana is what? Cleaning the mind. And afterwards is giving the example. Now, for an example, there's a thick layer of a cloth. and the person who is there other side, you are not able to see. Then you make a small hole. In the small hole, you are able to see a small part of it or the other person. Then slowly, slowly, the hole becomes bigger, 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 bigger. Then I'll be able to see the person better. And it becomes so much so that the hole becomes so big, there is no cloth at all. Means whether it is there or not, it doesn't make any sense, because the hole has become so big of the cloth. I'll be able to see the other person. That means what? My mind is becoming, my mind's dirt is becoming less and less, less and less. That's why Swamiji is saying the Maya, the veil of the Maya is becoming more and more thinner. So I am controlling my mind. I am understanding who am I intellectually. I am trying to practice meditation. I am trying to practice karma yoga, trying to practice bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, raja yoga, dhyana yoga. All these things, what happening? Your mind is getting cleansed. The mind is getting more and more cleansed means what? Your ignorance is getting down. The veil of Maya, the layer of Maya is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. At some point of time, it gets destroyed. That is what called moksha or mukti. So that has been told beautifully. How to understand this? We ourselves we can understand. Earlier, someone said, "Oh, আমি জানি তুমি কি বদমাশি করেছো, আমি জানো না।" একটা বলে হয়ে যেত, আমার মন খারাপ হয়ে যেত, 2-3 দিন দরকার। সালা কি 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 করে বলতে ও বললো। So just small statement by a friend, by a relative or our own family member would have been enough for us to lose our mental peace for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Then you are studying Vedanta, you are taken initiation, you are doing japa, you are studying Kathamrita more and more often, seriously. Then what happens? We might not have attained moksha or mukti. We might not have seen Sri Ramakrishna, no doubt, but the reaction to these things has reduced. Earlier, it took 3 days to come out. Probably now it takes 1 day or a few hours to come back. All right, ও বললো ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু এটা ওর মধ্যে কোনো মানে সত্য নেই, আর সত্য নেই, সত্য নেই, সেই জন্য কোনো আলোচনা করার দরকার নেই. So there is no gist in this. There is no truth and gist in this. So I need not to perturb by this. Let me get out from this. So that viveka will come for us in few hours. Then you go further, more spiritual progress, more and more. Then all right, some dust has been in the cloth. Just we do like this and we go. So like that we can go. So this is also a spiritual progress. We should understand and we should recognize it. Spiritual progress is experiencing Sri Ramakrishna, experiencing I am the self. That is the ultimate point we have to reach, destiny. But before that, we have taken few steps and we have already across a few steps. We should understand. Then we will get some positivity and it will give positive, what you say, vibes or the positive zest to go further in our spiritual life. All right. You want to continue or shall we stop here?
So, whatever you feel.
It is up to you, or I mean, I have no problem. Up to you.
I also have no problem. If others, please.
Any questions?
So, Maharaj, that nature here, nature means the mind.
Yes, you can say mind, body, and the external nature.
Okay. Means okay. Means this natural
Prakriti,
perfection
you can
means
say.
the
The-
natural
yeah.
perfection means the shuddhata, mone shuddhata means purity of mind.
Sorry?
Natural perfection means purity of the mind here.
No.
So here whatever is it is given na in this Advaita reveals it expands again and reveals its natural perfection. What is meant by this natural perfection? Is that Vishishtadvaita where he says na good
No.
deeds
So
and good.
Vishishtadvaita. No. You should not confuse now. Vishishtadvaitin say the soul gets contracted when you've done a wrong thing, and when you've done a good thing, it gets expands. That is according to Vishishtadvaita. Okay. According to Advaita, you never contract, you never expand. All so-called contraction and expansion happens only in the mind. In the nature, it happens in the mind happens, not in the self. Why? Self was free, self is free, self will be free. It is beyond good and bad.
No, here
That's why
it
it is called
says
naturally perfect.
it reveals its natural perfection. it,
Natural perfection means what? It reveals its natural perfection means it is by nature it is perfect. Perfect in the sense it is complete. There is no lacuna in that. There is no mistake in that. There is no weakness in that.
so by expansion, how it reveals that perfection?
No, that is now you are mixing both things here. Two things. One is Advaitic stand, the other Vishishta
No,
Advaitic
it is
stand.
in the same line. No, it is in the same line. And by good deeds and good thoughts, it expands again and reveal its natural perfection. It is in the same line. That is why I am asking.
Okay, with the Advaitin, the one difference is that he admits evolution in nature and not in the soul. Okay. Mm,
This previous line, previous to that
yeah,
line.
yeah, yeah. Just I'm trying to understand. Yeah, the soul gospel. Mm. So the theory of Sankocha and Vikasa, that is expansion and contraction, Ramanuja says. So Ramanuja says the individual soul is inherently pure, divine, and omniscient. But because of ignorance and the past karma, the knowledge and power become contracted. So here it is a temporary state. It is not being destroyed, inherently flawed, but only it is been hidden or whatever. So by doing good things, it gets expanded. Evolution, I mean, it happens expansion basically. So I think Swamiji also used the word atavism. Atavism is what in the 19th century biology it comes. Atavism means it is a reappearance of primitive traits or the degradation of advanced futures. It was there because of some mistake. It went back, and again we have got it back. That's what based on Ramanacharya's thing we can understand. It was there, it had gone, but by striving, it has been restored or we got it back.
Okay.
Like the Atman was perfect, and because of doing wrong things, it got contracted. Now, by doing good things, again we expanded. Means what? We brought it back into its original state. I mean, to put it in a simple language. Now, afterwards, the next line Swamiji says, but anyhow, that is been not accepted by Advaita Vedanta because the evolution is only in nature, not in the self. For Advaita Vedanta, but for Vishishta Advaita, the evolution is also there in the soul or in the self. That's what Swamiji is giving the difference between Dvaitin, Vishishta Advaitin, and Advaitin.
Yes. Okay. So, what about others?
Um,
Mhm.
Previous page 158, the paragraph mentions the last line, the freedom, physical freedom, mental freedom, and spiritual freedom are the watchwords of the Upanishads. So, what is spiritual freedom, Maharaj? Is it talking about the moksha or something like
Yes.
that?
So freedom from ignorance. Spiritual
Okay.
freedom is what? Moksha or mukti. Moksha or mukti is what? Freedom from ignorance. Because
Freedom
I
from
am the
avidya.
self, but I am thinking that I am body and mind.
Okay.
So, what is the difference
So
between then mental freedom and spiritual freedom? Mental freedom is also that I am that pure.
the mental freedom is the offshoot of it. Because I am thinking I am body and mind, so I am thinking I am limited. I am suffering. I am limited. I am sinner. I am good. I am bad. I am wrong. I am right. Why? Because of the ignorance. Ignorance is the root cause. The others are the offshoots of it. That is what you see in mental. When you say, I am suffering, I think I keep telling this. When someone asked Ramana Maharshi, how can I end the suffering? How can I end the suffering? Ramana said, understand that who is that I, then you can end the suffering. Now, suffering is the mental phenomena, but the root cause is what? The ignorance about one's own true nature. So, spiritual freedom is what? Removal of ignorance. Mental freedom is what? That suffering. Yeah. Nilanjana, is it clear?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Yeah.
Maharaj, Pranam Maharaj.
Mhm.
Maharaj, I am looking for one clarification on this. The references here made uh, on human cryings versus the references from Sri Ramakrishna, uh, the Great Master book, Maharaj, where Ramakrishna mentions people shed a lot of tears, loss of their known ones. But if they shed the same tears for God realization, how come God doesn't give the grace? So
Mhm.
with the limited knowledge that I have, how should I intercept both these comparisons?
Yeah. So, in the devotional language or devotional studies or traditions or bhakti yoga, crying or weeping for God through vakulata, because of vakulata or whatever, it is not the sign of weakness. Rather, it is the highest state of devotion. Why? Because it stems out from viraha, the intense longing of the separation from the Lord. Oh Lord, I am separated from you. I am not able to see you. I am not able to experience you. So, because I am feeling that separation, because of that, there is a cry there. Viraha Vedana. I don't know whether I can give this example in the day-to-day. Lover gets separated. That's why he or she is unhappy, feeling crying because of that separation. Because of that separation, he or she is unhappy or crying. Just I'm giving an example to make you understand. So here the bhakta is feeling that I have been separated from you. I am not able to feel your presence. I'm not able to experience your presence. So because of that separation, the pain of separation, because of that, a bhakta cries. Okay, that's the one thing. And sometimes, oh Lord, I have struggled enough. I have made several attempts, but still you are not giving me the vision. You are not appearing in front of me. Why are you doing this? So there is also an iota of weakness there, no doubt. But more than that, it is again a separation there, actually. Okay. But when you say this crying, when Swami Vivekananda saying is crying, the crying is because of weakness. Oh Lord, I am weak. I don't have any energy. Please help me. People say that, Swamiji, please bless me. Let me get a good job. You have made several attempts. You are unable to get. So please, Swamiji, can you pray to Sri Ramakrishna so that I can get a good job? Yes, it makes sense. Now you have not studied well. You are not making proper attempts. And still you are saying that you pray to Sri Ramakrishna. Let Sri Ramakrishna bless me so that let me get a good work. Let me get a good job. So this is weakness. I don't make any attempts. I don't make any attempts at all. And with a weak mind, irresponsible mind, I am crying that, oh Lord, where are you? You are so compassionate. Why don't you come and protect me? Are you fool? He has given some energy for you. He has given some buddhi, intellect. Use it. When you are not able to make up, then you call for God. So there's a fine difference between that. Between vakulata and this the crying due to weakness.
Maharaj, I have one question.
Mm.
How fearlessness is related to freedom?
Yes. How fearlessness is related to freedom. If you are free, you can be only fearless. If you are weak, if you are bound, then you cannot be fearless. So this fearlessness is not at the physical level. It is at the spiritual level or more at the mental level. I think Swami Vivekananda gave an example. I didn't bring that story. Alexander met the a monk made Dandamisha. Dandamisha, he met Swamiji met Alexander met the Dandamisha. I think he's been called as what is that? Dandamis or something they say. Sorry, I'm not able to recall now. So anyhow, he meets a monk. He meets a monk basically, and a monk was asked to accompany him. First, I think Alexander sends his chief in commander, and one more from Pururava king or Porus king, some minister or a commander, and Alexander's commander. Both of them they come. And to the Dandamisha, he was a great monk, ascetic. If not monk, at least he was ascetic, no doubt. And he was, I think, just he was using a lion cloth or a naked. He was lying on a big rock actually, and he was known for his wisdom. So because Aristotle had asked, because Aristotle's disciple is Alexander, Alexander said, Guru, I am going to conquer the world. What do you want? So Aristotle knew about the India and philosophers and all. He said, if you are going to India, are you going to India? He said, yes. If you are going, then can you bring philosopher so that I can discuss the philosophy with him? Because India is mother of philosophers. India is with full of philosophers, I have heard. Then I said, all right. Then after the battle of Pururava, that is Porus, they say Pururava, present Afghanistan, because Pakistan was ruled by, the present Pakistan was ruled by Ambi in those days, and he surrendered before the war. Then after whatever the agreements and all, then Alexander asked Pururava that, I want a philosopher, because he's going back. His disciples, his soldiers were not interested to go further towards India. They had frightened by that time already. And they were away from their kingdom, their mother country and their family. So they wanted to go back. Then Alexander had agreed. Alexander gave one of the beautiful talk at that time, pep talk, but no one even moved their legs, or no one said, yes, all right, we shall follow you. Then Alexander understood that. Alexander said, all right, we'll go back to our country. Then since he's going back, then he asked Pururava that, can you get me a philosopher by my guru has said. Then Pururava said, oh, we have got a lot of philosophers in every street, in every nook and corner you can take anyone. Then Alexander says, let me get a best one. Then Dandamisha was told, and then a commander went to call him. Dandamisha said, all right, I don't want to come, I will not come. Then they tried in different ways, but Dandamisha denied, and Alexander himself comes. Because till now, even big kings, emperors, they bow down their heads in front of Alexander. But here one ascetic monk who doesn't have any pie, even he is arrogant, not to accept the Alexander's command. Then Alexander himself comes, because he has to take a best person, guru or philosopher, so that his teacher Aristotle will be happy. He comes and with Dandamisha. Dandamisha was lying down and he was having a sun bath. Basically, he was exposed himself with the sun for sun rays. Then I think Pururava comes and Alexander comes, and his small army also comes. Then Alexander asked, why you said that you don't come? Why are you not going to come? He said, no, I'm happy here. Why should I come? Then he will give money, that this and all, but nothing happened. Then finally he says that if you don't come, I will kill you. Then this Dandamisha laughs and tells, how can the emperor tell such a blunt lie? Why? Because I think he tells the Bhagavad Gita shloka, Yayenam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhautau na vijanito nayam hantina hanyate. Means neither of them have a knowledge. One who thinks the soul can be killed, the one who thinks that I can kill, or one who thinks I can be killed, both of them, they don't have a knowledge. Why? Because the soul can never be killed, nor it can kill. So this is the meaning. So the same shloka or the same meaning was told by the Dandamisha, and he said, you are told the open lie. So you cannot kill me, get lost. So at the most, if you can get it out, you can move away, I will get a sunlight and I will be happy. Because why should I come? I am getting a water, I am able to have a place to sleep, and I am getting, nature is giving me fruits, enough for me. So I am contented, man. I don't need it. So this was a rude shock for Alexander. Even an ascetic could shook him. So this is what the spiritual strength. That's what Swamiji is meaning here. How did he get it? Because of the internal realization, who am I? Swamiji's life itself, we can see. During Parivrajaka days, Swamiji, when he was from 3 days, he had taken a vow that I will not beg. That to imagine, 150 years before, more or less, in Himalayas, in forest. Getting food itself is difficult, and he has taken a vow that I will not beg. If Lord wants me to leave, let him send the food. But for 3 days, no food was available. He was feeling weak and he was feeling hunger and all. But in that state itself, Swamiji was walking. Suddenly he encounters a lion or a tiger. Immediately would have rushed, we would have ran and we would have climbed the tree. Swamiji says, come on, my dear. I am also hungry. You are also hungry. I don't know whether what God is wants with me. I didn't get a food. Come and eat me at least so that I can feel happy that I am able to serve a being, an animal, for one day food at least. And he sits and he starts meditating. But interestingly, lion or tiger goes away. It doesn't do anything. So where did he get that strength? Because of that spiritual strength. How did he, why he was not fearful? We may say Vedantic Lakchandal, I can give beautifully, but when lion or tiger comes, can I stay back? I will run away. Why? That fearlessness still we have not got. Why? Because the experience of the self, I am the self, we have not got. So in this Dandamisha's case and Swami Vivekananda's case, it was there. Why? Because they had experienced who am I. So how fearlessness and freedom is interlinked or directly proportional, I think by the story you can understand. Yeah, all right.
So I think we should stop here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so then when will be the next class?
19th we shall have.
Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Orko Shamanto, you want to ask something?
I think just about made on, I think.
Yes, yes.
All right, we had enough time. Maybe next time we shall have questions.
Okay.
Can I ask anything good in the short form?
Short.
No, not audible, Arka.
Yeah, am I audible right now? Hello, am I audible?
I think he's talking with someone else. Probably.
No, he is asking whether he is audible. Your sound is very low. So, so you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question, specific question about the soul.
He has a question about the soul.
Yeah. So there is no scientific proof of the existence of the soul till now. Because science haven't proved any kind of formula or any kind of structure in the laboratory about the soul. So how can we believe in the soul without having any proof or without having any scientific proof in this modern digital scientific age? But everything
Anyway, I
is
couldn't hear what he's
provided by
saying.
the science.
So that age-old question that if we cannot scientifically prove the structure of the soul in this modern scientific age, how can we believe in soul?
Oh, okay. Okay, we can take this question. It will take a good amount of time, probably. We'll take next time.
Okay.
So next time, next class, we shall try to answer this question.
Okay.
I want to tell one thing only.
Yes. 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 Just tell.
Yeah, Maharaj Pranam. That it is told in that example of that two birds. Here Swamiji told, if he be fortunate to receive hard knocks, then he comes nearer and nearer to his companion. So
Yeah. Tight
actually,
slaps.
actually, when we are getting knocks, smaller, hard or soft in our continuous, our active life, then we are not trying to come nearer to companion.
Yeah.
Always
That's what happens in most of us.
we are adjusting it. So
We are
this
trying
line
to
is
manage. We are trying to, or we'll become very pessimistic. There is no God. If God is there, how it can be like that? Pessimistic we might become. Or we'll try to manage, or we'll try to, we'll go to complaining mode and all. With the right mindset, we'll be able to understand. I've seen with quite a many of the sadhus and quite a few devotees who are sincere. When they get more problems, they go more near to God. Say for an example, every day they're doing 1000 japa, they have got problems, they will increase their japa for 3000 or 5000. Why? Because they have got more problems. So the real bhakta or the real sadhu, whoever spiritual person, by having more problems, they will go more near to God actually. That for that mindset is required, no doubt. Generally, it is not possible for everyone, no doubt.
but my
Even for
question is
most of
why?
us, when there is a problem, we will forget the God. Whatever we do, little upasana, that also we will not be able to do in most of our cases.
But only why that hard knocks is required to come nearer to God?
Because the mind is so dross. Mind is so, what you say, it is in tamas. Sometimes tight slap is required. Like fever, sometimes normal medicine is not enough. You need antibiotics or you need a penicillin injection. So similarly, small things are not enough. Sometimes you need a tight slap to get awakened. The mind to be awakened, you need some tight slaps, difficulties. That is the reason. If you are sincere and if you are smart enough, it is not required actually. But since we are not
That's it.
sincere, we are not smart enough, so sometimes we need a tight slaps.
Life
Introduction.
teachings and beatings, Maharaj.
Huh?
Life's teachings and beatings, Maharaj.
Yeah, no doubt. But still, we are not getting awakened, isn't it? We had enough, but still we are feeling okay. All right, this time let me do in a different way so that I can be away from these things. We think.
Yes.
Pranam Maharaj, thank you.
What's the difference between Brahma and Abrahma?
You can ask the question next day. Thank you all for joining.
Pranam Maharaj. Thank you.